I had left out of the hotel room because I was, in there with Madison Pitts. So I left out. And the first girl that I went to go see was Demi Lovato. Now, let me tell you something. No, I went to go see Joey King first. I went to go see Joey King. Now, let me tell you something. I've been hurt a lot. I've been cheated on by a lot of girls. So it's really, really hard for me to just give my heart to a girl. Because, I just been fucked around by a lot of girls. And I always be looking like the idiot in the end. So this is why I'm doing all the stuff I'm doing. If y'all wondering why, damn, he just fucked a lot of girls. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been hurt the way I've been hurt, you will understand why. Some of y'all probably like, that ain't no excuse to be doing that shit, you fucking dog, you nigga. So, anyway. So I'm going to go see Joey King. And Joey King was sitting there, looking all pretty. And she was like, where were you? I'm like, baby, I had to take care of some things. So she's like, I was waiting for you for like over 2 hours. What the fuck, David? I'm like, come here, baby. She's like, God damn it. So she had a little attitude. I seen it in her face. She had an attitude. I'm like, you mad at me? She's like, yes, I'm mad at you. I'm like, come here, girl. She's like, no. I put the underwears on just how you fucking like it. And I'm sitting here waiting for you. And here it goes on fucking 2 hours. And you still ain't show your damn face. Now it's going on 3 hours. Now you just walk in the door like everything's okay. Like I'm just supposed to just turn over and just start shaking my ass for you. I'm really upset at you, David. So I'm like, come here, baby. She's like, no, it's not. No, I'm mad at you. So I'm like, you mad at me? You mad at your boyfriend? She's like, yes, I am. What? I'm your boyfriend? So I'm like, yes, I'm your boyfriend. So she was like, you know what I meant to say, right? I'm like, yeah. So she was like, I meant to say, you said that you were my boyfriend. So I'm asking you, is that what you mean, David? So I'm like, yeah, I just said that, so that's what I mean. So she was like, okay. Because that kind of caught me off guard. So I'm like, okay. So she's like, all right, well, maybe I'm not that mad at you now. So I'm like, okay, so what you going to do for daddy? She's like, well, I had a lot of shit planned if you would have came on time, but it doesn't really matter because my aunt's not coming home for a long time, so I can still do everything that I had planned. So I'm like, okay, now what you had planned for daddy? She's like, well, I had this planned for you. So she started dancing for me and stuff, and I'm like, oh, you got a little thicker, girl. She's like, oh, I didn't know this. So I'm like, yeah, your little ass getting a little thick. I like to see girls' body get bigger. She's like, oh, you did, huh? She's like, well, when you get good dick, them thighs start getting a little thicker. So I'm like, yeah, I see it though. I'm seeing it. So she's like, oh, you seeing it? I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. So she's like, come on in the bathroom. So I come in the bathroom and she sit on the sink. She's like, you know, this is the way you like it. So she's like, you want me to turn the light off or leave it on? So I'm like, well, I like looking at your face expressions while I'm fucking your brains out. She's like, yeah, I know how you like your daddy. So I end up fucking her brains out and doing my thing with her. So when I was done with Joey King, she didn't want me to go. Joey King did not want me to leave. Like, she was like pulling my arm and all types of shit. Like, she didn't want me to go nowhere. So all I remember, I went to go see Demi Lovato. And Demi Lovato, she was just like talking to her friends, and I told her that I was like coming upstairs to her room. So she's like, oh, you here? Okay. So I'm walking and I hear her like telling her friends that they got to leave. And they like, it's late as shit. You know what time it is? So it was like, so Demi was like, look, I told y'all that you're going to see a lot of my boyfriend. Didn't I tell y'all that? I told you that a few hours ago. So what, you thought I was playing with you when I said that? So he's on his way up here and y'all need to get out of my room. So it's no fucking arguments about it. Y'all gotta go. Like, don't be sitting up here questioning me on why I'm telling y'all to get out. It's my fucking room. I can tell y'all to get out if I want to. So they leave out and they looking at me. I was like, well, your friend's kind of mad at me. She's like, they only mad because they not getting no dick. And they know what I'm about to get and they upset. Well, if you want some dick, go out and get it then. Stop fucking worrying about what I'm doing. So, She's like, where the fuck you been at? Get in here. So I come in the room. She's like, where you been at? I'm like, I was with Selena. She's like, no, you wasn't, David. You know how I know you wasn't with Selena? Because I did something that you probably gonna be mad at me about. I'm like, what? She's like, I actually called Selena. I'm like, you called her? So that explains why she called me. So she's like, yeah, I called her and asked where the fuck you were at. I'm like, why would you call her and say that shit? She was like, I don't know. I just called and asked, where were you? David, I'm sorry. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Demi? Are you stupid? She's like, David, I'll miss you. I'm like, okay, so that gives you the right to call my fucking fiance up and say some stupid shit like that. She's like, David, I'm falling in love with you. What the fuck do you want me to do? I'm sorry, I'm doing stupid shit. I'm like, okay. She's like, I'm sorry. Damn, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. And I realized I made a mistake when I was talking to her on the phone, asking her that shit. But I couldn't take it back. I already did it. So I'm like, oh my God, I know I'm going to hear as soon as I walk through the damn door. So she's like, David, I'm sorry, baby. Baby, please don't not give me that dick, baby. Please, I'm sorry. You know I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I'm like, why did you do it, girl? You know what the fuck I'm going to go through when I come through them doors? She's like, yes, and that's why I'm willing to make it up to you by any means necessary. I don't really care. I'll do whatever you want. I'll spend all night making it up to you. I'm like, that's what you did it for, because you want me to fuck you all night. She's like, maybe I'm selfish. Maybe I want you all to myself and I don't want you to have nobody else but me. So I ended up fucking the shit out of Demi Lovato and taking my anger out on her, like really, really taking my anger out on Demi Lovato. Like, I mean, I was crushing her fucking rib cage. I was in her rib cage so bad, like I was literally fucking the shit out of her. So I'm not gonna lie, I tore her ass up. So when I was done with her, she was no more good. Like, her ass was gone. Like, I fucked her like 3 times back to back. Like, she was done. So she just was like, just laying on the bed looking like a zombie. Like, she couldn't even say nothing. That's how bad I fucked her brains out. So I was that mad at her that I fucked her brains out. Like, I fucked her ass real good, though. I mean, I dicked her down so good, I think she remembering it right now. So, she was just laying in the bed looking like a zombie. She couldn't say shit. That's how bad I fucked her ass up. I fucked the breath out of that girl. So I left and she was gone. She was out of it. I knew she wasn't going to call me on the phone because she was just that out of it. So on my way, driving to the house, I just remember that, Madison Pitts called me and she's like, what are you doing? Are you okay? I mean, I'm still awoke. I'm like, you still awoke? She's like, yeah, my boyfriend called me and I told him I couldn't talk to him at the time. I'm like, you broke up with him? She's like, well, I didn't break up with him. I just told him that I didn't feel like talking. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. She's like, you sure, you promise? I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right. She's like, do you still want to have sex? I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right, well, I'll be awoke. So I'm like, all right. So all I remember is I get there. And Selena is up pacing back and forth in the room. And my daughter, she was like still asleep. Because she's still like a newborn baby. But my daughter was still asleep. And she was still like knocked out. But she was in the room with, Selena Gomez's mother. So Selena was pacing back and forth. And I'm like, Selena, you all right? So she like, no, I'm not. I'm like, okay, well, what's wrong? She's like, okay, you smelling like this bitch again. You smelling just like Demi. Demi calls me up, asks me where the fuck you at. Like she's your fucking girl. Tell me what the fuck going on, David. Are you fucking Demi? Are you in a fucking relationship with this bitch? So I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, no, none of this shit seems right, David. You have to be fucking her. It has to be something going on. She has to be sucking your damn dick. Something has to be going on between y'all two. Because there's no fucking way she gonna call me this fucking late asking for you. So what's going on with y'all two? Are you secretly driving over there in the middle of the night fucking this bitch and doing all this shit to this bitch? Because there's no way, it's no fucking way that this bitch gonna do something just to say, well, I'm doing it because I'm concerned and making sure. Like, I asked her, I'm like, why the fuck are you calling me, asking me for my man? Why are you asking me? If anything, I should be the one calling your ass. Why the fuck are you waking me up out of my sleep asking me for my man? She realized she looked at it and sounded stupid as shit. And she made a dumbass excuse on why the fuck she asked me where the fuck you was at. And she realized that excuse sounded stupid as shit even more. And then she just hung the fuck up altogether. Because she couldn't really answer why the fuck she asked me that. So she just really made herself look dumb. So I told her on the phone, like, I know you fucking him and I'm going to whip your ass. I told her that right on the phone. I said, I'm going to fuck you up when I see you. You better not be in the same city that we are in, because if I see you wandering around, walking, or whatever the fuck you doing, I'm whipping your ass, because I know that you fucking my man. So she like, I ain't doing nothing with him. I'm just trying to see if he okay, whatever like that, because he called me and asked me to do something for him, and then he said never mind, like he changed his mind. Like, I just was calling to make sure he was in the house safe, and that's all. So I asked her, like, if that's all you was asking, then why the fuck you just didn't say that the first time you fucking called me? Why did you ask me where is David? Like you his girl. Like, bitch, I ain't stupid. I know the moves. So she like, okay, make me remember, David. I mean, make me understand what the fuck going on, because I'm really putting my faith in you, and I'm really, really, really in fucking love with you. So you have to tell me what the fuck is going on, because I'm not really thinking straight right now. You see the look on my face. I'm looking very fucking stressed out, and I don't want to lose this baby, and I don't want to have a fucking miscarriage. This is probably the only time that I can get pregnant, David, and I want to have your fucking baby bad as shit. So tell me what the fuck is going on. Are you fucking Demi? I'm not even going to ask you, are you fucking Joey King? Please don't tell me you fucking that girl. Please don't tell me you fucking Joey King. I'm like, I'm not doing nothing with Joey King. She's like, okay. I believe you on that, because she haven't called me, and I know she know better than to call me. But anyway, I'm asking you, did you fuck Demi? Did you fuck Demi? It's a yes or no answer. And if you say no, I believe you. I'm like, I did not fuck Demi. She like, all right, okay. I'm like, come here, baby. Baby, I would never do that to you. You know I love you. It's just that sometimes I take drives and I think about things, and it's the things that you do that make me, like, go crazy. She like what, David? I'm like going online and seeing all of this shit about who you like or who you dating and who you secretly got a crush on. She's like, I don't have a secretly crush on nobody but you, David. So I don't care what the fuck they probably heard me say. And if I said it months ago before I met you, David. Or I said it a fucking year ago before I met you. It's way before I met you. So, David, all that shit is old fucking news. They just make it seem like I just said the shit. Or they seen me at an event and I said it. And it's like, that's a fucking lie. Like, if it's not really physically coming out of my mouth, like I'm actually saying it. If I'm not actually saying this shit and they don't have me on camera really saying this shit, it's their word against mine. So yeah, they can paint it like I said it because they're doing the fucking news and they doing their job. But I ain't say shit. If it ain't come out my mouth, it ain't real fucking news. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm not doing anything. I love the fuck out of you, David. I do. I really fucking do. It just got me that bitch called me and asked me for you like she's your fucking bitch. And it really, really pissed me off. I'm like, it did. She's like, yes, that shit really pissed me off, David. I mean, to the core, it pissed me off. I'm like, okay. She's like, that shit got me so, she's like, it got me so aggravated that I had to get the fuck out of the bed to see what the fuck was going on. I'm like, okay. I'm sorry that she made you feel that way. She's like, no, I was really angry at this bitch. Because the way she said it, it just seemed fishy as shit. I'm like, it did? She's like, yeah. So it's another part to it. It's a part 3. So I'm going to give y'all part 3. So y'all be ready for that, okay?